play driving games, you've driven this car. This is Godzilla, the giant killer. This is a PlayStation video game come to life.
I can't believe I'm driving a 2010 GTR. This is everything Nissan can possibly think of, all in one car. And it's fantastic.
It's $80,000 new, but already, a year later, you can find 09s for 65 grand, which means a year from now, what are they gonna be, 50? That's in the realm of normal car buyers. It is heads and shoulders in performance above anything else in its price category, but yet not nearly the prestige or the exotic interest of the things that it actually runs with.
It's better and worse than you think it is. You might think it can do no wrong, and it's amazing, I agree. But there's some things that I don't understand. I mean, this is Nissan's full-on attempt at their supercar. Why couldn't they make it more beautiful?
The styling of the GTR is bold and aggressive, but it's not sexy.
It's so big, so wide, and so heavy looking. The rear three-quarter panel is massive. Now it makes it look really good from a side view because the windows are just a little slit with just this huge car body. But the front looks like it was designed by an entirely different studio than the rear. It looks like they weren't even talking to each other.
I had this car parked next to a Porsche Cayman S, and a guy came up to me and said, "Is that GTR as fast as the Porsche?" It's far faster. But that's the problem. Parked next to anything that is truly exotic or sexy looking, this goes unnoticed.
That just isn't gonna happen. There's no way you can miss this car.
It doesn't look like a world-beating supercar.
It's not a pretty or beautiful car. It's a tool.
The interior is the only real disappointment. There's a weird mix of materials here, and some of them feel like an $80,000 car, and some of them feel like about a 30.
It's okay, but it just doesn't feel like what this car costs. Look at this flat plastic slab where all your radio and ventilation controls are located. There's really no design at all. It's just a rectangular slab with buttons on it. Fortunately, the seats are fantastic.
The back seats are useless. I mean, they're pointless. And you can't put your children back there because they're going to be throwing up and freaking out. So basically, it's just not for people.
The only redeeming feature about the interior of the GTR, it's this 7-inch navigation screen with a hard drive. This interface has been designed by Polyphony Digital. Video game designers have influenced the design of the car, not the other way around.
You can go to the information screen and you can dial up your G-forces in acceleration, in braking, and in steering. Now the problem with that is that actually turns this car into a video game. Because now, instead of actually feeling the car and sensing, oh wait, I better not go any faster than that, you're going, wait a minute, I got 1.05 G. I wonder how fast I have to go to get 1.25 Gs.
It's just like a video game. If you didn't have the driving sensations, you might actually think it's a video game. Because there's so much technology going on, you don't know if it was you doing the driving or was that the car that saved your ass.
You just throw it into a corner entirely too fast, get on the gas way too early, and you're a rock star. You come out baffled because you should be dead and you're going twice as fast.
The Nissan GTR is the guitar hero of cars. It makes you look like an absolute driving genius, but everybody secretly knows you're not.
The things you can do in this car defy logic. Corners I used to do at 60, I do at 90 in the GTR, and it feels like nothing.
You can throw this into corners that would pretty much make any other car go sideways off the cliff. In the Nissan, not so.
Put the power down hard in a 1G corner and you'll convert to the Church of Nissan. It's like a magic trick, and I'm this car's assistant.
The GTR is built to take this kind of punishment. It just shrugs it off. It doesn't even care.
The problem is the GTR is not fun in the mundane. If you drove this every day and took it to go get groceries, it's going to feel like you attached a racehorse to a wagon. Parking lots are not its friend. It hates reverse. It hates slow speed turnarounds. It just wants to go with its hair on fire all the time. This transmission is completely flummoxed by any kind of slow speed maneuver. If you've driven a dual clutch transmission before, this is not like that.
It's a dual oil-bathed wet clutch. It's like a motorcycle clutch. You can actually feel it clutching and declutching whenever you upshift and downshift.
This car is a lesson in high-speed transmissions. Upshifts, downshifts, they're instantaneous. They feel just like a sport bike.
It's really a machine designed for doing one thing and one thing only. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I like to say you can't drive a spec sheet, and you really can't, because on paper, this car is down on power to a lot of other cars, and you think, well, that means it's slower.
Above 4,000 RPMs, the engine is like your harness to Armageddon.
Oh my gosh, I cannot get enough of this. It's just like a drug addiction. Although drug addictions are gonna be cheaper.
Because it's not more involving, you want to go a little faster next time. You want to push a little harder on the next corner. And eventually, that's probably going to kill you.
If you decide the GTR is for you, good luck buying tires, gas, and speeding tickets, because damn. Ultimately, the GTR is a fantastic driving machine. The thing is, it does everything so well, it doesn't make you work for any kind of reward. It's like a $10 hooker. It just gives it up instantaneously.
Whenever I push the GTR, I'm impressed. I'm surprised. I'm a little baffled. But I'm also not necessary. It's doing similar magic to the Lancer Evo, except it's doing so much more that I'm even less involved.
The GTR really insulates you from that driving experience with technology.
The Lotus Elise is a fraction as fast as this car, but 10 times more involving.
I give this car 4 stars. It's fun, it's fantastic, it's amazing. Would I own it though? I guess not.
I would go out and try to find the edges of this car. I would try to find the extreme edge. And one day I would die in a ball of fire. Happy, but I'd be dead.
Subscribing costs nothing. Daily, not monthly, and our cars actually move. Fastlane Daily is fast and fresh and here to stay.